Hey boys, it's time for our favourite weekly segment. It's our only weekly segment. It's time for our... You ready here? Now I've got the new ball this time round.
That's huge.
This one took place
South Street.
yesterday.
What road?
I'd just gotten off. I'd passed South Street. I'd actually passed it, but it's actually nearer to home than you think. It is at a very close shopping centre to where we live. Some would say potentially the closest shopping centre to where we are.
Yeah.
I was driving over prior to the football, actually. So coming here first, and then we're going to go to the footy from here, right?
Of course. Nice.
It was a simple one. It was a very quick passing one. Basically, I was about to arrive, and I looked over to my left. In the parking garage, there was a bit of a commotion taking place in the car park.
Okay. Commotion. There's a punch on.
There was two, I would say, what are we deeming elderly these days in 2025?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I was at work at my retail job the other day, and there was a guy who's probably around Dad's age, but like 6'5" and like grey long hair.
Yeah.
And this lady who I would deem elderly came over and asked me a question, and I said, "Go ahead and ask him." And I pointed down to the aisle he was in, and she said, "Oh, the elderly man." And I said,
Man is good.
I said, "Yeah, sure." And she walked up. Yeah. I was like, what a weird way to describe someone. Oh, the elderly man. No. But he's probably around 60. So
Was you reckon he was younger than she was?
Yeah.
Right.
By 5 to 10 years, I reckon.
I reckon 70s.
Yeah, 70s is elderly. Like once you're not really working. Once you're retired, you're definitely
I would say they were elderly. They were
we've got elders.
They were an elderly bunch. They had grey hair, like noticeably.
yeah.
They were granny-esque hairs.
Elderly.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll just leave it at that. So there was two of them, and they were standing on. One was standing on the left side, and one was standing on the right side of the bonnet of the car.
They were standing on the bonnet.
No, bonnet was up.
The skateboard.
Oh, okay.
Bonnet was up, and there was
They're doing a bit of handiwork.
Okay, they're getting their bloody fingers dirty. And then working on the car. Nice. A bit of greasing up on a Sunday arvo, and then working on the car again. Grease of lightning.
We do have another granny just rolled out from underneath on, those mechanic like, Spanner!
Just it's not even their car. They're just trying to wire the car.
Trying to steal the stereo.
Do you know what you never see? Like nanas just behaving badly. Like if you were ever wanting, if you wanted to rob a bank,
they say some pretty.
They say fuck shit.
No, but like you never see like a group of nanas going and try and rob a bank. They could pull it off, just like being courteous and nice. I reckon they could get it done.
Well, that's like in Seinfeld. The old people, they steal shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're not suspectors.
And they're like, oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
I'm so old.
Hey,
I'm
it's
so
not to pay for this.
So we had one nana on the left side. We had one nana looking lady.
Oh, so they're both lady.
On the right. Yes, both ladies. Yes.
Oh, wow. So they're before their time.
What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, it's just things used to wear.
I heard them as I went past about 70 k's an hour. I heard them both quite loudly and excitedly talking about what the prices used to be at the first ever US Masters. They were so excited.
I was 30 then.
Like we haven't paid. They're not paying any more than what we used to. My grandkids are going. So one on the left side of the bonnet, one on the right side of the bonnet, both looking into the car. But this week's hero is going to the man, the young lad who was in the middle of the car. I say young lad.
He was
In the scenario, he would have been like 40, 50, right?
Nice.
But in the scenario, young man, not an elderly gent like the previously mentioned.
Yep. Nice.
And he was just assisting. I can't tell you for the life of me if he had anything to do with these old ladies or if he was just coming out of the kindness of his own heart. But they were also parked at like the closest one to the road. Like their bonnet was basically on the road where they were perched.
And he was helping them out.
So very noticeable what was going on. But yeah, it just appeared like he was doing a good deed.
Good deed.
And just helping out these two nanas. Couldn't quite comprehend why there were two nanas. I guess nanas hang out together.
In the same car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been a pickup. Might have been a bit of a convoy.
Maybe only one of them can drive.
Were they? Were they heading to the footy?
No, I didn't look it.
Okay.
Didn't look it.
I
I should have pulled over. Should have asked him.
What do we got going on in ladies?
But yeah, it's got this week's Everyday Hero is going to the young gent for helping them. I can only, again, it's assumed that he was helping. He could have been botching the car up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He could
they're
have been-
screaming, "Don't leave my car alone!"
yeah. And I've just gone, that
Who
guy's.
cares though? It sounds nice.
It does, yeah.
Who cares about facts?
And like, who knows? Maybe the car behind me saw him like hit the other one with a wrench or something afterwards and
yeah.
steal their purse. But that's not what the hero's about.
The hero's about what we say.
Exactly
Yeah.
right. Exactly right. So this week's Everyday Hero is going to what we assume is a helpful young chap who helped two. We're calling them elderly ladies
Elderly ladies.
who was struggling with a little bit of a car trouble.